Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Baby, I'm here with a dream. Now, this dream was strange, and y'all finna find out why. In this dream, I was hanging out with a friend. Okay, well, an ex-friend. And while me and her, we hanging out, we getting ready to ride on my scooter, okay? And we you know what I'm saying, we getting prepared, and we hopping on, I'm putting my helmet on, and my ex pop up out of nowhere. And when he pop up out of nowhere, I immediately get angry because he hasn't when I had went to check on him, he wasn't there. So I ignore him. I'm not even trying to talk to him. However, he insists on staying around. And you know what I'm saying? How that happened, I don't know, because we ended up at a church. So I don't even understand how he got there, because my scooter only have 2 seats. So I don't know how he got there. I don't know if he walked. I don't know how he would be able to keep up with me on my new scooter. You know what I'm saying? The old one, the old one, I could literally ride and he would be walking. Sometimes he'll be walking faster than me. Okay, we had a bicycle. He was gone. But anyways, the new one, not so much. But anyways, we end up at church. Okay, we at church, we in service, and the service is going on longer than I would expect it to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, I also noticed that this church that was, it was a little gangster. Because, okay, the deacons was holding. I was like, why in the world do the deacon needs to be holding? And not only was they holding, but they was pointing at my ex. And I'm like, what's going on? Then I also noticed that the pastor has handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is weird. I'm about to go. I'm rolling up out of here. I got to go. Now, somebody tells me that I should stay because they having a barbecue and they paid for it. And I'm like, look, no, thank you. Okay? I got to. I'm like, no. Nobody told me about this barbecue. I'm not dressed for no barbecue. And y'all got too much going on. I leave. Now my ex is running around talking to people inside and doesn't even notice that I leave. You know what I'm saying? Anywho. The scripture comes from 3rd Enoch 10:1. Metatron, the Prince of Presence, said to me, all these things the Holy One blesses he made for me. He made me a throne similar to the throne of glory, and he spread a curtain of splendor and brilliant appearance over me, of beauty, grace, and mercy, similar to the curtain of the throne of glory, and all kinds of lights in the universe were fixed on it. So here's the message. This is somebody. So, first of all, God said you were called. And because you were called, you feel awkward when you are, I just feel like you feel awkward when you are in a position of, like, how do I say it? You feel awkward when you're not in the pulpit. And you are able to realize when things are being done that's not supposed to be done. It's certain things that stand out to you. It's certain things that you notice. And it's because of the calling that God put up on you. And regardless, it may cause other people to be frustrated. And it may cause other people to be mad. But in reality, you know, God called you for whatever reason that he decided to call you, and that's just what it is. But that's just like in this dream, the things that I was tripping out on, nobody else even noticed that the deacons was holding. Nobody else noticed that the pastor had handcuffs. And I'm like, who in the world is they? You know what I'm saying? What's going on at this place? Okay. What is going? Who are they planning on attacking? Who are they planning on holding captive? What's really going on up in here? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's what, like God is saying, it's a situation where somebody, you be seeing stuff that don't nobody else even see. They don't peep it. They don't recognize it. They don't question it. They just carry on like ain't nothing happening. And you be like, wait, hold on. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? And, and that's just, I just feel like that's part of your calling. And, there will be times where people are not going to want to accept you. And I say that because I'm being reminded of the beginning of the dream where I wasn't even, planning on going there with him. I was going there with my friend. But, I'm assuming because of the fact that the friend wasn't at the church, I don't believe she was. That is giving that the friend went home and he rode with me up there. And there could be a situation where someone you would call and your spouse, I'm busy, and your spouse does not want to accept the fact that you were called. Your spouse rejects you. But when it comes to you going to somebody else that was called, maybe when you go to another person's church or when you go to another person's ministry, their fellowship or something like that, your spouse be so they okay with them and they comfortable with them, even if it's a situation where this is somebody that ain't doing right. Even when it's a situation where it's somebody that is, doing the wrong, they doing wrong in the eyes of God. And I just feel like for whoever this is for, the sad thing about it is sometimes when God said, first of all, few are called, but many are called, but few are chosen. Second of all, we already know that a prophet is famous everywhere else except his hometown, everywhere else except his father's house. It's going to be times when the people that are closest to you won't even respect your calling. The people that's closest to you won't even accept the fact that you were called. The people that are closest to you won't even be proud of you. And a complete stranger will be like, you know what I'm saying? And as sad as it is, it's the truth. But God is saying, just because this is somebody, just because your spouse don't want to accept your calling and your spouse don't want to accept, the fact that you were sent to save them, it does not mean that you were not who you are meant to be. It doesn't mean that you can't see the things that you see. And it don't mean that you're wrong either. Because even here in this dream, like I said, they was holding. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. They holding and pointing them at the members, pointing them at my ex. And he walking around like everything is cool. And I'm like, you don't see these people is regardless if they threatened by you or not, but he wasn't really doing anything. So I was even confused as to why they were ready to attack him. And anybody that no, you're not supposed to draw unless you feel like your life is threatened. And the fact that he wasn't doing nothing, but they were drawing out at him, it concerned me. You're not supposed to pull unless you're going to pull. You know what I'm saying? And that the fact that they had it drawn out is very alarming. And God is saying that whoever this is for, you notice this. You are someone, you realize when something ain't right with somebody, regardless if God called them or not. You peep when something ain't right. There are many people that were actually called, but they fall short. They fall from grace. And it is what it is. Nobody is perfect. But when it really comes down to it, I just feel like this is somebody you be peeping it, man. You be peeping it. And you be peeping it because God chose you to be a leader. And when God chose you to be a leader, that means that you are able to see things other people don't see. But anywho, that's the message. God said he gave you a place. He gave you a curtain of splendor and brilliant appearance, of beauty, grace, and mercy, similar to the curtain of the throne of glory. It's a situation where God has absolutely blessed you. It's a situation where God has given you something that you weren't expecting. It's a situation where God has called you to more than what you were expecting. And because of that, you also are not going to feel comfortable being in a position to where you're not in your spot. And I'm even thinking about typically when a pastor visits another church, they sit in the pulpit. But you know what I'm saying? I just feel like this is somebody, even in this dream, I wasn't in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? And it can cause somebody, when you in a position that you can be a little awkward. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, as quiet as it's kept, a lot of times, you know, sometimes pastors have competition and they be having beef with other churches and all, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it be some really odd things going on. You know what I'm saying? It kind of on the who was able to help the most people, and who was able to do this, and who was able to do that, and we gotta, you know. And when it really come down to it, it shouldn't be about what, you know, what you personally are able to do and what you have done, and it should more so be about helping as many people as you can. Just do what you can. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it can be very frustrating when you are trying to do something, and you know what I'm saying, it just be people coming out of nowhere and they trying to compete with you. You know what I'm saying? When in reality it shouldn't be that. It should be that person help as many people they can, you help as many people you can, and that's just what it is. Anywho, that's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.